You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 22nd, 2024 meeting of the LaPorte County Redevelopment Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good evening. We're going to call the LaPorte County Redevelopment Commission meeting for Wednesday, May 22nd at 4 p.m. to order. If everybody please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic.
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
And justice for all.
Roll call, Mary Jane.
Adam Karoka, Michael Rosenbaum, Scott Cooley,
Here.
Tom Fath,
Present.
Randy Novak,
Present.
Mark Parkman,
Here.
Rich Mrzinski,
I'm here.
Jennifer Farley.
President.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of tonight's agenda. Just so that I just want to, on my claims docket, there's an additional item, the $100,000 of the total of what we owe D&M.
The retainage release, a
Correct.
portion
It's
of
a
the
portion of it. So I'm going to ask that be added under the claims.
Motion to approve is amended. Second.
All right, motion is second. Any other questions or concerns? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Public comment. Public comment is now open. Public comment is now closed. Approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve as presented.
Motion to approve
Second the motion.
in a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Communications, Mary Jane?
Communications for the month of April to May, auditors request for treasurer's report, and all the accounts balanced. Auditor's office to prepare the April 2024 automated POs. Delivered March POs to the auditor's office, picked up sorted mail. Harold Argus regarding your legal ad publication for May 2024. NIPSCO invoice from building maintenance was received and processed for payment. Received Sender Dalton invoices, which are on your agenda. Transmitted documents for posting on the website from the April meeting as requested, and Bailey posted them. U.S. Bank contacted Griffin Moore. The deputy auditor had a question about when the next bond payment was going to come. She wanted to make sure that it was paid on time, so we were able to answer that question. We received 2 waivers of liens from D&M, John's Tree Service, and Reith Riley. And then save the date, June 18th, if you will, for the Kingsbury Industrial Park Golden Spike event. And then Sender Dalton, Barnes and Thornburg, regarding the Great Lakes TIF documents that will not be presented today, but will be presented at a later date.
Thank you.
End of communications.
Thank you. Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report. After your claims today, the balance in the US 421 TIF will be $269,455. The US 421 TIF allocation area 2 is 0. KIDC TIF, $81,586. 39 North TIF, $94,958. End of Treasurer's report.
What's your pleasure?
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. We'll go on to the claims. KIDC TIF, claims totaling $5,199.33.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
Next one is 421-1 TIF totaling $2,969.30.
One moment, Randy. Because it has to do with money, do we have to do a roll call? Only because I'm on Zoom. I don't want to delay the meeting, but I want to do what's proper.
That is correct, Mr. Rosenbaum. Thank you for catching me while I was asleep.
Good morning. All right, we'll go back to the KIDC TIF. We have a motion and a second. If you could do roll call on that, please.
Adam Karonka,
Aye.
Michael Rosenbaum,
Aye.
Scott Cooley,
Aye.
Tom Fath,
Aye.
Randy Novak,
Aye.
Mark Parkman,
Aye.
Rich Merzinski.
Aye.
The ayes have it, Mr. President.
Thank you. 421 one TIF. Claims totaling $2,969.33.
Motion to approve.
Motion
Second.
and a
Second.
second. Any other questions? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Adam Karonka,
Aye.
Michael Rosenbaum,
Aye.
Scott Cooley,
Aye.
Tom Fath,
Aye.
Randy Novak,
Aye.
Mark Parkman, Rich Merzinski.
Aye.
The motion passes.
Thank you. 39 North. Claims totaling $1,720.42.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions? Roll call, Mary Jane.
Rich Merzinski,
Aye.
Mark Parkman, Randy Novak,
Aye.
Tom Fath,
Aye.
Scott Cooley,
Aye.
Michael Rosenbaum,
Aye.
Adam Karonka.
Aye.
The motion passes.
Then the final one is D&M partial retainage release in the amount of $100,000.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any question? Yes.
Looks like we have commentary.
Want to make sure that our attorney is clear, we're clear with that.
Could you come up to the microphone, please?
I just want to make sure that we're clear with the release of liens and all of that, and an amount, and I would like our attorney and Mitch to clarify that. I don't want to make sure, we want this project done. So are we square, sir?
It's my understanding that
Okay.
that Mr. Bishop has received information from all the subs. We just have the lift station that we're waiting on.
Okay.
The as-built plans were done, so we're holding back the 25 grand.
Good, thank you.
I concur. That was a concur from Mitch. All right. Roll call, Mary Jane.
There it is. Excuse me. Michael Rosenbaum,
Aye.
Scott Cooley,
Aye.
Tom Fath,
Aye.
Randy Novak,
Aye.
Mark Parkman,
Aye.
Rich Merzinski,
Aye.
Adam Karoka.
Aye.
Mr. President, the motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to old business, 421 I-94 TIF update, Matt Reardon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think I'm going to be able to take care of number 1 and number 5 while I'm at the podium addressing this issue. We'll start with 421 and 94. As you just heard, the subs have been satisfied. We're waiting on the lift station. Couple other items that are outstanding that Guy has been working on is we have some title issues related to some easements that need a little extra care and feeding. While I'll just leave it at that. Guy's taking care of those matters, and we'll make sure that we are, once we're done and cleared up, that all appropriate access and everything has been done for the project so we can get it buttoned up and get it over to Michigan City. Did I miss anything with that, Guy?
No, sir. We're working on it.
Okay. Our good friends from the Loves fame that owe us $75,000 were at a commission meeting last week to ask for approval for their final zoning, and they got that. They were asked at the meeting, "Where is the $75,000?" Thanks, Rich, and the representative indicated that they're stuck with IDEM. Followed up with him, they have some findings related to their wetland mitigation that seems that need to be resolved, and that's still in the way. They're moving forward to build warehousing there, and that sounds great. It's in the TIF district. That adds to the ability of this organization to use those new TIF funds for other projects in the area. So that's working according to plan. And now I can switch to item 5 very quickly. I would just ask that the Redevelopment Commission table this item until we receive notice from Great Lakes Capital that they're ready to move forward. We're at the point where we would go into bond mode. At this point, there is no, it's not it's not financially smart to move forward with this process until we get the green light from the Great Lakes Capital, rather. So we'll put it on hold for now, and I would just ask that you table the item. We will be required to re-advertise the public hearing at the appointed time, and we'll make sure that Guy is looped in with the folks from Barnes and Thornburg on the matter.
So you want that tabled indefinitely?
Tabled until it comes back off. Yes, sir.
All right, can I get a motion to table number 5?
Motion to table with a question after.
Second. Motion and second question?
So, excuse me for not having connected the dots immediately, but so they're holding off on a $75,000 payment because
No,
Different matter.
two separate.
separate matters. All right.
I went from 1 to 5 real quick.
obviously seamlessly.
Yes.
So let's vote on 5 and then I'll ask about 1.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Roll call.
We don't need to do a roll call on that.
I was gonna,
Okay.
We're not spending money.
if there's no nays, is it necessary to do a roll call?
Only for money, because he's wherever he is and parts unknown. But we're done with roll call.
No nays.
Oh, so back to 421,994 and the $75,000. Where is it our problem that there's an IDEM issue and they're holding off on $75,000?
It isn't our
Okay.
problem. It is not
Just an
our problem.
excuse.
Yeah.
It's you are trying to facilitate more investment in doing so, allowing the developer to hang on to his $75,000.
So it's exactly as
We
it's
could have come up. I could have come up to the podium and recommended to the county commissioners that they not approve anything, and that would have stopped him. And then whatever. So, in the spirit of cooperation and moving this guy forward, who's ready to build warehouses, we're like, just get to where you need to and give us the 75 grand. That's what we're trying to do. It is a lesson learned that next time we'll just
In writing, my friend, in writing.
Right. You know, you think I'd know by now to have put that in writing, but I was so frustrated with the aspects of waiting 2 years for the pipeline company to do anything about it. I lost sight of the local prize there, which was the local contributions. And let me just say for the record, they are the only entity that did not contribute what they indicated at the time before the bonds.
Correct.
Use that information with you will.
So we're not setting ourselves up in any way where anybody could ever come back at us later and say, well, you did it for this one. We don't have a problem with that.
No, it's a debt. So we can always act on the debt should you give us, yeah. So.
Yeah. All right, moving on to KIP update.
Brief update. According to some information I heard that the Kingsbury Rail is for sale. That is not true. There's no offer. It's not been put out in the public purview. Some of the commissioners, I think, Mr. Cooley and Mr. Rich and probably Mr. Novak were on the redevelopment commission when the first time we offered to sell the rail and got no respondents. And then we went from that to identifying an opportunity to have a switcher at the location. There were respondents to that. That's JBC Rail. So I just wanted to clear that up.
So we're going to authorize Mitch to go take down the for sale by owner sign
Yes,
on the rail.
as long as it's in the county eastment.
Yeah, as long as it's in the county easement.
Yeah, as long as it's in the county easement. So no, it's not for sale, and there's a prescribed process we'd have to go through to dispose assets. It's redevelopment commission, so you'd have to get it appraised and put out an offer for everybody to get. We could also spell out in that purchase agreement the required operations that we would like to see, and then the redevelopment commission at their choice could accept any or none of the proposals. So no, we're not there yet. No, it's not for sale.
Not to say that we wouldn't.
Not to say that we wouldn't.
It's not.
And not to say that if anybody out there would like to submit an offer somewhere north of $6 million might get the attention of this group. But no, nothing formally. Regarding KIP, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about one of the landowners out there that came to visit, and it was a direct result of our business retention and expansion. So thanks to Mike and Carlton for going out there. So Representative Earl Miller from Hyler Industries, who has they're located on Third Line Road, and they struggle with shockingly, they struggle with the shape of the infrastructure at Kingsbury, and he is well informed that it is not the county property. And as such, they have taken it upon themselves to spend their own dollars to fix areas in front of their location. Well, recognizing that that is probably not the best way to do things, Earl Miller went around and contacted and got an agreement and money from 13 different owners on Third Line Road. And the total amount of that they are going to invest is $150,000. So I said, if we were to participate, could you do more road? He says, well, of course we would. And I said, okay, I'll bring it up at the Redevelopment Commission. So I would suggest that, subject to making sure that we are not violating any Indiana statute, and subject to seeing the paperwork for the rebuild and asphalt and patching of Third Line, that the redevelopment consider allocating $50,000 for the purposes of this joint effort between Hyler and their partners and rebuilding Third Line Road there. I did take the opportunity to talk with Mr. Miller about his neighbors and their previous lack of desire to provide the county an easement over the property similar to the other county roadways. And I said, all that we're trying to do is make this similar to the other county roads. These adjoining owners own to the center line and there's an easement. And until that easement was perfected, that the county had no interest in any wholesale expenditures, and informed him that our preliminary information indicates that the cost to repair HUP in a limited fashion to do Central and then Fifth through First is about $6 million. So he's aware of that number. And I said, I'll be reaching back out to you, as will our engineer, to make sure that you and your 13 colleagues that are excited about Third Line Road sign off allowing and granting a free easement to the county, and indicated that it's not likely to be our recommendation to expend dollars out there until all of the easements for all of the roadways are under the county auspices. And he said, I agree to assist. And I said, that sounds great. So I have pursued a proposal to do that work, and Mitch reviewed it. I'm going to have Guy DiMartino review it, make sure we're not, again, following the law, and have what's the name of it? What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company who gave us the proposal? What's his? Hendricks and Associates, to go out there, do the work, submit it, give us the legals, give us the paperwork. We'll send it out. We'll work with Guy. Everything will go out, register, receipt, mail. We'll get everything back in. We'll get it recorded. That way there'll be a county easement like on every other county road. If there is any opposition or anybody asks for any money, that would be incumbent upon you as a board to determine if we should go forward with any of it, some of it, or none of it.
And is this, so if they got 150 and we throw in 50, that's 200,000. They're going to be able to do that road for 200,000?
No, not all of it. No.
Who's paying the rest?
They are. It's not going to finish the whole road.
Only doing part of it.
They're only doing part of it. They're doing what they can with 200,000.
That's the first sign of anything positive that we've worked on for however many years
15.
we've been dealing with this down there. 18 for me, that to try to get something done when everybody wants the roads fixed, but they don't understand that we can't fix them because we don't own them, except for Hupp Road, which was... It was that deal when the council and the commissioners got along very well, and the commissioners made decisions, not the council, and the council saw that it was a good idea, and we passed it, and we've paved it, and it's been a good thing ever since. But this is, I congratulate you on what you've got done so far.
Yeah.
Mr. Reardon, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't know if you confounded. Are they giving us an easement, those 13 people? How
Well, that would be-
how do we fund $50,000 for property that's not?
They would have to sign over, they'd have to sign the release.
So that's an easement.
Yeah.
They're going to give. So in essence,
We're buying.
That would be the way we're going to do this.
okay, right.
So, and
Make sure.
anyway, the Hendricks and Associates will continue. We're going to make sure it's right. But yeah, that's part of the why we're doing this.
Got it.
And hopefully, or maybe the other people on all the other roads go, wow, had we only gotten together and put some skin in the game and asked the county to help us, we might have had some progress. Instead, it's like whack-a-mole out there. Whatever entity redoes one of the roads, all the people use that road to get around in the park. So, they redo fourth line and that gets, people use that, and then it's ripped up, and then somebody does third line, and then they all use that. And so this would be the start of that, turning those properties over. And it was Earl Miller who got these people together because they were spending money, and they said, why are we spending all this money? And he went to his neighbors and said, hey, I'm not going to spend more money so you can drive past my place to get to your place, and you're not spending money to fix it. So, he made an appeal, and it was good. So,
All right.
Just out of curiosity, I'm looking at Beacon right now, and I can't see 13 separate property owners. Does that include the folks that use
there were
that
some
weird-
other people that were not specifically on third line, and he has a list he gave me, but
I'm
he
sure.
said, it's a private transaction at this point. He says, I don't want to broadcast all of it, but
So essentially, it's bigger than just third line.
bigger than just third, and people that use third have contributed.
But it's that section of road.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Limited.
So we'll get a map from him and where, all that they're doing. I would suggest anything that we do is subject to the easements being granted, and it would be reimbursable. So Hyler or somebody would have to spend the money, we'd reimburse them. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Thank you. Anything else on that?
I think that will cover about 2,250 linear feet. So, and I asked them to, before they launch into anything partnering with us, that they confirm that the specifications of what they're doing meets the county spec. Because I told them the only way that we can continue with growth in the park is to redo all the roads, and they all need to be uniform, and we want to make sure if they're all done to the county spec.
Yeah.
Not 5 different.
I haven't seen anything, so yeah, it'll be good. And then Hendricks, the cost of that, the gathering all the easement language, I think it's $15,000.
Yeah.
We're looking at, and there's another $5,000 expense for title search.
It
So
did title search, but I think we have the title search
Yeah.
information I could give him. We have a bunch of information.
Yeah, and that's first through fifth plus central,
You started
about 8-9
several times.
miles.
Started and stopped several times. Yes, sir.
Something else. Now we're talking about the road. Something else that we've discussed for years and years. The fact that you've got this big chunk of land down there that has 2 chemical companies and 1 road in and out. And you remember many years ago, I don't remember the name of that chemical company when we had the little fire and stuff. Something we've worked on, how many times to try to get a second road in and out of KOP, preferably to the south down to 6. It's something we're kind of looking at and trying to pursue. Like I said, we've been looking at it for a lot of years. We thought we had a deal with the Army, but that ended very quickly. But it's something we plan to pursue. So we need a second entrance and exit to get out of there. And then once the semis start coming in and out, NDOT, how they are, said, well, yeah, we do need to improve that intersection there of 35 and 6. When the
Yeah, that's
semis
kind of
start
hot
coming,
enough.
then we'll fix it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got 1, 2, 3, 4 different roadways entering there. But yes, the DNR is a no-go. They weren't very friendly about it. I'll just leave it at that.
And the Army was worse.
Yes, the Army was worse. But at some point, the requirements associated with the Superfund site that's out there are going to be done. And I'm not going to even dig into that document that specifies that. But there's going to be a terminus point when the requirements for the Superfund and the money and everything went into play. So, and I don't know the answer to if the 900 acres off of Hupp Road has to stay non-used into perpetuity or not. But that is a key parcel I would love to have. That's just right there next to JBC Rail, and it would be very marketable piece of property. But that's, I don't know how long that has been in place, 30 years. So at some point it ends, but I know there's still test wells and all that out there.
Right.
So spinning off of Rich's comment, East Tracy Road, how bad is that?
That's closed down. That's the DNR.
That's the DNR.
It
Okay.
has a road closure. The actual road's good shape,
But it's not
but
accessible.
it's not really open to the public.
They open it every now and then. You go through there and
For hunters, probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
exactly
We
what-
asked them about that,
All right.
and they said it's for access.
It's good to first.
It's for access to our property. And I said, how do people get to your other property to hunt on Hupp Road? They come on Hupp Road and interact with the trucks. So we don't like that. And by the way, why did you build a parking lot in the middle of our industrial park? And how do they get there? They don't get there through your property. They get there through the industrial park. So anyway, needless to say, it was not a
I wonder they're mad.
positive.
yeah, no wonder when a good
It-
conversation.
You know,
they're mad.
it didn't start that way. It started with a promise and opportunity for both parties, and I just think there's it's tough for them to move out of the mold that they're in, and but we'll keep again. It's I don't know when Superfund rules end. I don't know if it allows for other use of the property once it's done. I'm not sure of any of that. So
All right. And June 18th is the day.
June 18th, mark your calendars. Bring your work gloves, and we're gonna pound some spikes into the rail. Rich gets to drive the engine over the new bridge. We'll see how that goes.
First guy.
First time. No, we're gonna have an event. It'll be 2:00. It'll be at Kingsbury Industrial Park. Not sure where we're gonna have it yet.
Davey's got a really nice office.
Oh,
It's great at Midwest.
okay. I didn't even hear you back there. It's like I had eyes in the back of my head. I didn't say any bad things about Jim.
Waiting for
No,
that.
they're very gracious to host an event. We're looking forward to it. It's a big deal. That was a very nice article that was written in the paper about it. There's a lot of people that spent a lot of time to do this. And Jim could talk a lot more about the transportation benefits of this. Being an expert in the rail industry, Jim and Kim have been there and made the investment into Kingsbury. And so we're looking forward to it. It'll be great.
Thank you. 39 North.
Still no word on the wrap up from the city. And we're in no hurry. I just need to maybe just the question of what do we do with 94,000 that's in there. That's the question really. And then there's some. They need to tell us what they want to do. I think the recommended approach would be to keep the TIF district as is and then have them operate and manage it. And so they don't have to reset the base year, but that's up to them. So I know that they've been working with their financial advisor to figure out the best course of action. There's no bond debt in that area, so it's just has to do with the resources.
Thank you. 3594.
3594. We had a meeting with the developer, and based on some positive discussion with the city of Michigan City, the project's back on, so to speak. The developer is going to continue their outreach with the hotel flag. There's been a little bit of change in thought process of what can be there, and it would rely more on the hotel to build an event space as opposed to building a separate one. So kind of, relying on the hotel to 20,000 feet is probably a lot of event space for a limited service hotel. But along with that, Patrick would build a restaurant up front and probably leave some land for some other things available over there. They seem pretty positive before we got stuck in the mud. last year and the year before that. The hotel people were, and so he's going to reach back out to them, and we're going to reinvigorate that and see where we stand on that item.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
New business? Carlton, when you gonna give your,
Wait till other time. Yeah.
sure.
How are you doing? 18 years. Done.
Yeah,
Thank you all for
when we were young.
getting this done. Yeah, right. No gray hair.
Younger, yeah.
But no, we operational April 1st. So we got our first train in. Was it last week or this week?
We just got our first cars, but
we had 180 go out. So we had 180 go out, and excuse me, 20 some come back in. So the word's getting out to the industry now, and it should start picking up pretty good.
Great.
So our next feed is CN. So I heard you talked a little bit about the sale of the track, and we've got approximately 2.5 to 3 million to finish the CN connection. Bridge is finished. So I guess the question is, for somebody to put that money up, could it go towards a future purchase of the county rail?
Then we'd have to sell that piece to you again after we sold it. See what I'm saying? I don't know. We'd have to just sit down and look at that.
You know where I'm headed, though.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
no, we've talked to a couple investors about the $3 million, and I just want to bounce it off you guys and see what happens.
Good place to start.
Sure, we'll be talking.
So,
Yep. If that's the direction everybody, the county and everybody wants to go. So, I mean,
if you want to stick in the rail industry, that's fine too.
yeah. Stick. Right now we're stuck in the rail industry. So, yeah.
But we have a meeting on June 5th with a large propane company about possible distribution there up to 50 million gallons of propane. It'd be the largest facility in Northwest Indiana, Michigan, and parts of Illinois.
Oh.
Lots of trucks. So I think ESM is what, Doug, 30 or 40 trucks a day now? We'd have at least that.
Great.
So that's the update. That's where we're at, but everything is smooth, and thank you for everything.
Been a long run.
Finally. So
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
the invitations will go out Friday.
See you on the 18th.
Yeah.
Thanks. Any other new business? Carlton, were you going to do a show?
5:30. Broadband 5:30.
Oh, I thought we were just going to tack it on to this. It could be,
I would love to do that before people get here.
all right.
One other item I neglected to bring up. So we're going to continue with the putting together the task. I'd hate the word task force. The task force for the development and New Carlisle, St. Joe, LaPorte County border. So we've identified the positions of people to be on it. County commissioner, the town manager, the county commissioner district, and the county councilman district, and that's it. And then staff. Really, the idea is to figure out ways to fund, bring utilities to sites. Our group is identifying likely property that is buildable, flat, and adjacent to St. Joe County. They're going to identify the EDUs that are available to New Carlisle now. New Carlisle has its own water, but they get sanitary from the city. So it's a pretty common tale. This body,
South Bend.
City of South Bend. Yeah, so I don't know what their capacity is today. We'll find that out. How much could we build on our side of the line? Does St. Joe want to let that happen? Does New Carlisle want to let that happen? Does South Bend want to let that happen? I don't know. We're going to find out all those answers. This is all going to be done concurrent with what's going on with Mitch's project at Saugeen Lake and creating more availability of property. There's some other items I'd be remiss in talking about housing that Tom has brought to our attention related to manufactured housing and some price points and deliverables, which is, provides an interesting opportunity for buyers that can be, and I know that he's working with his colleagues to identify parcels in the county. The price points are $250 to $300. Their manufactured housing is, I've become more familiar with the product, and Tom has made me aware that, indicating that when these houses are done inside the building, they're already approved by the Housing and Urban Development. So they're already approved, and the requirements are locally. We got to identify. Well, you tell the story. I'm before I butcher it.
Yeah, so one of the new concepts in our industry is called the a cross mod. It's basically a HUD home with an attached garage. The cross mod is essentially a HUD home with a already approved garage and bump out porch. So the cross mod has its own set of financing that's approved through Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, so they can get the lower interest loans. Previously, if you had a HUD home on private property, the financing was a little bit more. Now that they've come out with this new concept, it's driving the prices down. Plus, the interest rates are where traditional mortgages are, and they look phenomenal. They have one set up at the RV Manufactured Housing Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. Locally, they build them in Middlebury. They build them out and all over Elkhart County. We're looking at that, working with banks to come up with the financing options. It's a new concept, so it's taking a little bit of work, but.
And he's working on putting together a tour.
Yeah, so
It's interested.
Yeah, so I would like to, if anybody's interested in going, Wakarusa has a brand new manufactured housing factory they built. It's kind of the cutting edge, new technology. It's really flashy. The Berkshire Hathaway did a good job. Clayton. But then I wanted to do a stop at the RV Manufactured Housing Hall of Fame. You get to see homes built in the 40s and 50s set up all the way to the cross mod. So you get to see the full length history of where it came from. It's really interesting. You walk through them, you see where it started and where it is today, and it's kind of amazing.
So of interest to us, that fills one of the niches for the county for available housing.
Right.
And it can be done efficiently and timely. And when I asked Tom, how long does it take to build 40 houses? I think he said 3 months. And I went, okay, I believe you. Yeah. They're assembled. And I said, well, that's good. I mean, if we hit this right, and you're going to find out, really this will end up being proof of concept here. If you have a subdivision and you're like, here's what we have. Additionally, it can help continue to push more housing opportunities in the existing housing stock we have and the existing parcels we have and all that as an option.
Right.
And I believe the state, if I'm correct, July 1st, the state legislature just passed a new law. I'm still reading about it. I talked to our association, but it sounds like manufactured HUD homes, the county they can go on private property subdivisions. The county's allowed to restrict size, roof pitch, but they're allowed. I don't know. I haven't looked at the county's ordinances to see where, but that's a new law coming into effect July 1st. It would be something for probably for the county to look at.
Definitely.
What you'd want to look at is what kind of aesthetics do you want for these homes in the county, and to kind of set those standards now.
Mm-hmm. And so we're gonna create another task force. No, I'm just kidding. we're gonna work together with Mitch and identify some best practices. I know we don't have a whole lot that identifies what you need to do outside of setbacks and that, but we can look at that as a specific new ordinance to be proposed by the Plan Commission. If this is something that the the preponderance of people want to look at. One last item. There has been a request related to additional education, and one of our own is participating, and one of the councilmen asked to be if they could be reimbursed. And I said, well, from the redevelopment standpoint, I think it's great that you're participating. Purposefully, we don't go places. I mean, I don't need to go places. The commissioners do their own thing, the council people do their own thing. But very seldom, I don't think we've ever been asked to be reimbursed. So I think at the next meeting, you'll see a request for reimbursement for Indiana University Northwest Economic Development Program. And then the councilman that asked, I'll have to deal with that on the council level. That's different money. But I just asked, I thought it was curious, and why there isn't a continuing education or a educational line item in the council budget, like every year, like 10,000, 20,000, or
There's education in different budgets. Commissioners has the education in their budget.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it would seem logical because you're kind of making your own determinations that you would have your own. But if that works fine, then that works fine. But it would be there's funds in the economic development budget not related to this that could reimburse for that. I'm just saying that it'll be out there. And then that's all I have about that. Yeah.
Any other new business?
Nope.
Any other business?
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you.